cake, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a foe. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold.
About a year ago, and my current girlfriend encouraged me to post here and share my experience with my cheating ex and how my life has never been better. My therapist also agrees, so here we go. Throwaway, because I am pretty sure my ex knows my main Reddit account. I, 25 male, was dating my ex-girlfriend. Let's call her Jess, 24 female, for 4.5 years. We met at university as she was in my business management class. We got put together on a huge project for the semester and we just sort of clicked, and after we finished the project I asked her out, and she said yes. Those first few years together were absolute bliss. We were all lovey-dovey with each other and overall everything just felt right between us. We rarely argued and we never got into fights. We communicated clearly and openly with each other. I really thought she was the one that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. Hell, I was saving up to buy her a ring, but here I am. During the last half year of our relationship, she began to grow distant and was constantly making excuses on why we couldn't hang out together as much. Both of us, of course, were out of university and we had begun working full-time jobs, so I thought this was normal. Note, we never were living together, but then soon enough she was starting to turn down intimacy. For some background info, me and her have very high libidos. We normally would go at it at least once a day. I always wore protection and she was on the pill because neither of us were ready to have kids, thank God. One night we decided to spend the night at her place. I tried to initiate intimacy and of course she turned it down. This was really beginning to piss me off and I voiced my frustrations to her, but she just said that she wasn't feeling comfortable with her body at the time and asked to give her some space when it came to initiating intimacy. I agreed and we both went to bed. Or at least she did. I just had this gut feeling in my stomach that something was off and I went to snoop on her phone once I knew she was asleep. Yeah, I know this is bad, but I don't regret it one bit, and found out that she was pairing off with her serial cheating ex, 24 male. Found messages, pictures and full-blown videos of them ducking. The videos ducking crushed me. In those videos she was acting and saying things that really made me look at her as nothing more than a waste of space and a promiscuous woman. At that very moment all I could feel was resentment towards her. I looked down at her as she was sleeping and all I could feel was visceral disgust. I then took screen.
A lot of times when people stop, like especially women, right? When they stop giving you access to it, most of the time it's either they depressed or going through something mentally wrong, or it's somebody else, right? So as men, we have to be willing to figure out what's going on. I wouldn't say automatically think she's cheating. Just thinking maybe, hey, she's probably stressed out or something is going wrong. And then if, hey, you're trying to help her out and she's not trying to help, she's not trying to get better or something like that, and you kind of start seeing other signs, maybe you can start leaning to
that she's messing.
Yeah.
Why, I don't think if a lady doesn't want to have sex, I don't think it has. Not everybody's depressed. So what if she just don't want to do it because she's just not and want to do it? It has nothing to do with you.
That's weird because he said they had high libidos.
Who has? Oh, she said. Oh,
yeah. In the story, they both had high libidos. They was doing it once every day. You know what I'm saying?
No. So what she did was try to do that to get him. She wasn't really wanting to do it. That's the thing. Because if you just stop all of a sudden, and you was about that life before, now you're not. I mean, unless she has children or something to where hormones change, and then he didn't say they had kids.
No.
So she probably just did it just to get him. That's it.
Nah, I think it's more in the line of something's going on mentally or cheating. Whatever. It could be what you said.
You know what I'm saying?
Well.
Some women do that too, but men too. I'm just saying, I'm talking about women. Some ladies do that. They just do it. Oh, it's what he likes, even though they're not even trying to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, just be on the lookout for those type of signs, guys. So, all right.
Shots of all the messages and sent them to me, including the other pics she sent him. Not the videos though. I couldn't bear to send those. I quietly took whatever belongings I still had at her apartment and took them out to my car and went back to my apartment. In the morning she called me and asked me where I was, and I just gave her a quick believable excuse and she bought it. Now here is some background info. Now let me introduce you to one of my close childhood friends. Let's call her Julia, 21 female. Julia and I were really close throughout our childhood through high school. Me and her brother are best friends. They live a block away from my parents' home and where I grew up. Now about a year after me and Jess got together, I returned back to my hometown for my cousin's wedding and began hanging out with my old friends, including Julia and her brother. During that night she confessed that she had feelings for me. I turned her down and told her that I already had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was very understanding and apologized, and after that we didn't really talk.
Why are you hanging out with her then?
No, that was childhood friends.
I don't give a damn.
No, it's you know how you bump into somebody that you knew for the past.
But not by yourself.
Oh my God! Look at she.
Go ahead and try it. No, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Like if I had a childhood friend, I'm not gonna sit here. Well, let me go hang out with you by myself.
But no, it was because the two brothers are best friends. So he was probably hanging out with the brother, and then she came in into the picture. So it's not.
So she randomly came into the picture, or it was already knowing that she was gonna come. I wouldn't do that. That's what I'm saying.
But think about it. If you was raised with somebody, you seen them as a kid grow up. And
I'm saying hanging out. I wouldn't hang out with them by myself.
No, they whatever. I don't think they was hanging out by themselves, but you know how you.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, be careful.
That's how it starts. You have to include your partner. You cannot. Oh, I see a childhood friend, cool, and then you plan. I'm gonna bring my husband or my wife with me. That's it. So nothing won't go down. I'm just saying. In general, it's not about going down. It's just respect.
As much as I didn't want to give her any indications that I was interested in a relationship with her since I was dating Jess. She was fine with this and understood it with no issues at all. She doesn't use social media, so the only way we would talk is over iMessage. During that time I took a lot of photos of all of us hanging out with each other again. I went back to university about a week later and I showed Jess where I was and who I was with, as she was interested in seeing who I hung out with during my trip. Whilst we were scrolling through images, a picture of me and Julia popped up. She began to ask questions about her and who she was. I already explained to her that she was a childhood friend of mine and that during the trip she confessed feelings for me, but I shot her down and I showed her the text messages to back it up. And over.
He didn't have to do all that. That's what I'm saying. These women, men, whatever, they don't care. So you let them in. They're like, ooh, I got him by myself. I don't have to. What? Okay, let me shoot my shot. That's just how it is.
At least he had the proof though to show her.
No, he's good. I'm just saying, you know, you don't allow it. That's what I'm saying, because you just allowing someone to do stuff like that, because this is how it is. We in a society where people don't care about your life, your kids, your wife, your husband, nothing. Yeah. So especially if she's single. So yeah.
Overall, she seemed fine with that. About a year later, during a little argument she confessed to me that she was very insecure about her body and that she grew very insecure after seeing pictures of Julia, because Julia had a very slim figure and looked gorgeous. I did my best to calm her fears, but I think in the end she never really got over that. Now back to the story.
No, ladies, don't compare yourself with another female.
Yeah.
If you want your body to look like this other girl, then make it look like that other girl. Understand that your body's going to be different. So it's not going to look exactly like somebody. But you have to try. You cannot be jealous, envious, and all this other type of things about somebody else when you can go ahead and do similar things. And it's not about being the same. It's just that you like this body, right? You're like, I want myself to have, so go and get it.
Now, I would say
that's insecure.
I would say, I get what you're saying. I think I get what, because I was making fun, but I was to use if I took a little what you were saying, it was funny, but no, I think it's more of, hey, a lot of times women, you have to understand men, right? So men, we respect loyalty rather than looks, right? So you was already good enough to get in a relationship with him, right? So you already meet the looks test.
I don't mean that.
No. Just let me finish. You already meet the looks test, right? So if you bring loyalty and other things to the test, to the table, now he can see a girl that looks better than you, right? Now, but he's like, hey, you have these other qualities that this other girl doesn't have, so I'd rather have you rather than just the looks on this woman. Just like you think you the baddest woman in the world?
Me.
No, you're not the baddest woman in the world. Whatever. But you bring the baddest. Hold on, no, you bring other things to the table that I know that baddest woman in the world won't have, that won't bring.
I don't like that analogy. That doesn't matter.
No, it's the truth. I'm just telling you how men look at it. So with ladies, if you in the situation that you feeling insecure, think about it. Hey, he's in a relationship with you for a reason. That means you already met the looks category. You're already good. You're already at there. So if you bring the other things higher enough to the table, he's not going to want to lose you because he's going to value you as a person. That's
a certain type of man, right? So we're talking about sex. Some people separate sex and separate, I got somebody good at the home. So right now, her quote unquote body don't look that good. And he knows that we're not going to hide it. So if I'm just saying in general, if a man... Yeah, if she knows she got bigger or whatever her problem is, he knows that she got bigger.
No, it wasn't. He just she has said the girl looked better than her. That's it.
But she's saying that she's overweight or something.
Nah.
Or like a little certain area she doesn't like. So why doesn't she like her body?
No, she said the girl looked better than her. That's why. That's it.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So what's up, Hustle and Muscle? What's on, brother? All right, let's get back into it.
Messaged my parents back in my hometown and asked them if I could stay at their place for the upcoming week, as I have some important things to discuss with them, and they were worried but agreed. I've been telling Jess that I was going down to see my parents, as I haven't seen them in a while. I want to visit them, and she didn't bat an eyelid at that. I went to work and met with my boss and explained to him the entire situation, and I asked for a little break, and he told me to take as much time as I need and come back when I'm ready. I went on my way down there during the weekend and told my parents everything. They were truly disgusted with her actions, and my mom told me that if I ever took her back she was not allowed at their house ever. I told my mom not to worry, I had enough self-dignity to not ever take her back. I then messaged Julia and asked if she and I could talk. She agreed and I went over to her apartment. I explained everything that I found out about Jess. I don't know what happened, but I think at that very moment everything kind of hit me and I began to cry profusely. Not only because I lost someone I loved, but the fact that I wasted so much time on her and I would never get that time back. Julia was there to console me throughout my entire breakdown. After a little while I calmed down. She brought out some drinks and we just drank, watched movies and played Mario Kart till about 2 a.m. At this point we were both quite tipsy to say the least, and I couldn't really go back to my parents' place. She offered me to stay the night and I did. We went to her room and one thing led to another and we were making out on her bed. Just before we took off our clothes she told me to take out my phone and to start recording. As you can probably guess, we did the deed quite a few times that night. The entire time we were doing it Julia was yelling out derogatory things about Jess like "this V is so much tighter than that filthy promiscuous woman," stuff like that. After our last go I went and stopped recording and we went to bed. I woke up the next day to smell of her making breakfast and we ate together.
So she's dang.
Did I miss something here?
No, so she recorded.
Who is she?
So the friend that you was concerned about, right? So the friend recorded the video of them.
The one that said that she confessed that she likes him.
Yeah,
and he denied her. And
exactly.
Okay.
So so he, after he found out that his girl cheated, he was over there.
Oh, she said filthy whore.
Yeah, so he was over playing games and got drunk, and then now she used that time as advantage.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, hey, somebody else would love the hell out your partner if you don't do it. So
no, that's true.
You know what I mean? So hey, make sure you know me doing right by people when you're in a relationship, because you know what I mean. Somebody can easily, especially when you're down or at a low state, they can come in, do a couple good little deeds, and then now that whole love they have for you is gone. You know, not even with somebody else. So now she's took a video of them, you know what I mean, having, you know, relations, and you know what I mean, now talking trash about her, you know what I mean, to him. So it's, I wonder what they're gonna do with this video.
I asked her why she wanted me to record what we did last night and she said that she wanted to help me get some payback. I never once mentioned getting revenge on Jess, but I guess Julia knows me pretty well and knows that I would want to get some revenge just for treating me this way. She told me to just send her the audio file from the recording and break up with her. She told me that she still has feelings for me and will wait for me to sort everything out with Jess. I told her I can't promise her anything and she said that was fine. She just wanted me to know. After that we said our goodbyes and I went back to my parents' home and they were kind of worried, asking where I was last night. I told them me and Julia were just catching up. My parents were relieved, but as my parents got ready for work my dad had a small smirk on his face. Guess he knows what I was doing that night. I went onto my computer and downloaded the video from my phone and edited the video to just audio and a black screen. Once that was done I spent the rest of the weekend with my friends partying and having fun, as well as spending a lot of time with Julia and maybe making love a few times as well, this time no recording. I informed my boss that I would be returning to work in about a week and he said that was perfectly fine. Best boss ever. I then texted Jess that I knew she was pairing off with her ex and I sent all the screenshots. My last message to her ever was treat me like a game and I will show you how it's played, and I attached the audio of me and Julia having sex and then blocked her. Over the next few days I was getting spam calls and spam messages from a bunch of our mutual friends and her family. I sent them all the screenshots of the text messages that I had and it was radio silence for the most part after that. Her parents called me and apologized for their daughter's behavior, and that was that. Where I am now about 1 year later. I just had my 26th birthday with my family and girlfriend.
Yo, sheesh.
Wow, so man, that's crazy.
Yo, man. So yeah, so it they sent the audio file of him saying
that's wild. Like,
no, man. But honestly, guys, like we kind of just, you know, I mean, you never know how people are. That's what kind of why we made this video, kind of showing y'all what's happening in the world, because a lot of times we like to just do whatever we want to do to people and just say, oh, whatever, they'll get over it, or you know what I mean, or I don't care about how they feel about this situation. Honestly, we have to get better as a people. So when we do actually do something, be willing to say, hey, I'm sorry, I messed up, or be able to say, hey, I didn't even much know I was doing that. You know what I mean? My bad. You know what I mean? Or kind of just hear the person out, because sometimes it could be BS. You know what I mean? And you can talk it through and actually help them to understand your side of you, even if they don't accept it. At least you did that. So we just kind of wanted to, you know, show what's going on in this world, and you know what I mean? It's people out there that do you dirty, especially if you let them. So, you know what I mean? So, but there was two crazy stories. That the first one was crazy, it got crazy at the end, but yeah, it was a long getting into it. What you thought about it?
Yeah, cheating is just, why do it? I mean, you just have to, if you feel like the person is not satisfying your needs, providing that you don't have kids, you're just, you know, in a space where you didn't get married yet, you don't have to be with that person. Okay, that's what I'm saying. If you have kids, see, I can't talk about when you have kids because y'all know how I am. You got kids, you know, you got to try to make it work for the kids. But besides that, you have no kids and you're married, you got to make sure you're not stepping out and doing those things, because what happens is people have their own way of doing things. They're not going to know how they're going to handle it until it happens, honestly. We could say all day, we're not going to do this and not going to do that until it happens to you, and then your emotions just go crazy wild. So you don't know how you're going to handle the situation. And the people that are doing something bad to you, you don't know how they're going to handle the situation. Some people go manic, and then it's like, they don't even know they were about to do something crazy. So you don't want to give somebody control and power to destroy your life back, right? You don't give nobody that ammunition. You have to keep it like drama free. If you don't like something, say something, right? If you don't like something, say something. It's not getting resolved, then leave. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hoe, this ain't a foe. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold.